Managing Editor Leigh Zinsmeister. I'm here today with Kim Malek, the co-founder and CEO of Salt Straw. Kim, thanks for taking the time today to join me here.
It's so nice to see you.
It's so nice to see you too. Tell me about Salt Straw, because I know it's very regional, so some of our audience might not be familiar.
Oh yeah, so Salt Straw, we make all of our own ice cream in Portland, Oregon, and have 50 stores across the United States, mostly up and down the West Coast. There's a shop at Disneyland if you're going out for some aisle fun and want to put like an extra exclamation point on that. And Disney World, as well as a few shops in Miami, and just opened 2 in New York City.
I know.
We offer all kinds of exciting ice cream flavors. Our menu changes every month, so we just think of it as a really wonderful kind of escape and special experience.
And you founded it with your cousin, right?
Yeah, Tyler and I started Salt Straw in 2011 in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, what was that like founding? How did that come about to like found an ice cream company
my gosh.
with your cousin? I'm thinking of my cousins, and I don't know if that would work out so well, but it's worked out really well for you too.
So well, yeah. So I actually had the dream to open an ice cream shop in Portland, Oregon in the mid 90s. So just dating myself there. And I was a really super early employee at Starbucks Coffee. There were 30 stores when I started. And my parents were kind of sad for me because they thought I didn't get a very good job out of college. And I was like, no, this is going to be big someday. But during that time, I fell in love with this idea of creating a third place. Like, it's not your home or your work, but this place for community. And in the mid 90s, when I was in Portland, I just had this vision for how ice cream could be a new version of that. And I kind of lived in fear of that idea until 2011, because we all know how crazy you have to be to start like a restaurant. Yeah. And then on top of that, ice cream would be like the worst idea within the restaurant category, the hardest. And so I kind of just lived in fear of that idea until 2011, when stars aligned for Tyler to move to Portland, and we started our first scoop shop in Alberta, and we've been at it ever since. He's an incredible partner, and he's the evil genius behind all of our flavors. So that's Tyler.
Yeah, so I want to talk about the flavors because, like you said, your menu changes every month, and like your flavors are weird in a good way. You certainly serve ice cream flavors that I never would have even dreamed of, and I've never had a bad one. Like, I've been to several of your locations over the years.
It's the goal.
So I do a lot of sampling when I'm there.
Good job.
So how does the menu development R&D kind of work, and how do you stay on top of a whole new menu 12 times a year?
Yeah, as you can imagine, it's a supply chain nightmare. Like, our supply chain is our secret weapon. So no one ever thinks of kind of the unsexy part of the business, but that's our secret weapon to be able to do this. We're working, like right now we're working on July of next year.
Oh, wow.
So we're however many months that is out, 6 to 8 months out, working on what the new flavors are going to be. Every month we tell a story. So it's 5 new flavors that tell like, it could be a story about upcycling food, or what berries are seasonal, or right now we have a Halloween menu that features all kinds of kind of collaborations you might find with like Dracula's mother. So we have a matcha flavor with the largest edible bug farm in the United States, serving candy crickets in our ice cream. So the flavors are very innovative. They change every month, but we tell a story almost like a magazine article. And it's really fun. I think it's what's kept us so excited all these years in is, the new flavors, the creativity, but also the collaborations with these incredible partners we get to have.
Do you find that it keeps guests coming back? Like, they want to try the next thing?
I mean, we, on the mornings that we launch our new flavors, which is usually like the last Friday of the month, we have people standing at the door waiting for the flavors to open and, want to get the first tastes and come back to try them all month long. So it's really fun.
Wow.
And it's fun for our team too. Like, they have to learn a whole new menu every month and be able to talk about it, but they love it. They're really proud of it.
How does that work from a training perspective?
Oh my gosh, the training is unbelievable. Like, one month we send out this really thick book of like all the details about every flavor.
Yeah.
And one month, not too long ago, we were like, this is too much. Like, let's pare it down a little bit. And there was like an upheaval within our company. The team on the front line was like, we need to know every detail. Like, they really are so proud of coming in and knowing all that information. So, we've used some super cool new tools like Opus, which is like more of like a a digital video training
Okay.
tool that people can almost do on their phones. So kind of like using new media to train. And they, speaking of translating, they also translate in different languages. Like it's a really great tool. So we have to get really innovative with how we get that information to the team.
Sure, especially when you've got probably like young people working in the scoop shops, and
Exactly.
how do you retain information, I guess, on your phone?
Yeah, on your phone. That's how they get it. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I hadn't thought about that. You recently announced a collaboration or launched a collaboration with Taco Bell. Tell me the story.
I know. I mean, people were kind of like Taco Bell and Salt Straw, but funny enough, Tyler and I had been working on this idea for about 3 years, and we just thought it would be a great. We had this chocolate taco that we were making, and we thought it would be hilarious if we partnered with Taco Bell, because it would just be like that mix up of like super innovative Taco Bell and then us coming in with this really high quality story, also innovation. That's where we meet in the middle. And funny enough, like we couldn't get anywhere with it. And suddenly about 2 years ago, we got a call from the new CEO of Taco Bell, Sean, who used to live in Portland, which is where Salt Straw is from. So he knew about us, he knew about the taco, and he was like, we should talk about this. We should be doing this with Taco Bell. And we were like, yes, we've been wanting this moment forever. And so when we showed him all the materials, he was just like, yeah, let's do this. And we've been at work to make that happen ever since, although it ended up being much harder than we anticipated.
No. How so?
Well, we made the announcement that we were going to do this over a year ago, and then we went about the process of making the tacos, and the manufacturing plan that we had in place didn't work. Like it's a typical entrepreneurial to say like, we're going to launch this, and then we figure it out. And so we ended up having to go to the ends of the earth. Tyler found himself in Poland looking for this exclusive proprietary equipment that we had made just for us, brought it over to the United States and started making these tacos on this equipment that, you know, only we now own this process for how it's made. And the result, like the flavor, the texture, everything is just unbelievable. So we're really proud to bring the Choco Taco, as it used to be known, back to the United States, because I think we all need something good right now.
Yeah. Well, and it has a salt and straw twist because the ice cream is like chili flavored, or
so we make an ancho chili ice cream. It's wrapped in an ever crisp taco shell, because if you remember, the old Choco Taco was kind of spongy.
Yeah.
Turns out it's really hard to make it in an always crisp shell, both from a manufacturing perspective as well as like shipping and distributing it. Everything is hard about it. We often have a saying at Salt and Straw that if there's a harder, more expensive way to do something, we will find it. And we certainly double down on that with this taco. So ancho chili, crisp wrap, dipped in a dark chocolate with quinoa crisps on top. So it's like, not only is it tasty, but it's like this really sensory experience.
How was it received?
Well,
it's been about a month or so.
No, only a couple weeks.
Oh, gosh.
We thought we had, as you can imagine, manufacturing these takes time. And we thought we had like several weeks of inventory when we launched, and it sold out instantly.
Oh, wow.
So we haven't announced the date that they're going to be back, but it's very soon.
Amazing.
So everyone should sign up and get ready to.
Well, if by the time you're seeing this, check it out, because it could be back.
It might be back.
That's good to know. Let's talk a little bit about the move from Portland. I mean, you were heavy on the West Coast for a long time. But like you said, recently have popped up in Florida and New York. Tell me about the decision to move eastward.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big move for our brand. You know, most of our stores are actually in California, obviously Seattle, Portland, just doing really, really well, happy with how things are going, and have been working on a plan to open in New York City for probably 6 years.
Wow.
I've seen a lot of my brethren, you know, jump from the East Coast or from the West Coast to the East Coast and vice versa, and really stumble and get some, you know, skin knees, if not worse. You know, from a business perspective, I don't take that decision lightly. And so we just were really disciplined of waiting until we could find the right real estate at costs that were like similar to what we pay in other markets within our portfolio, same size, you know, like we didn't take any big bets in terms of like, well, we'll just go big and hopefully we'll sell more. You know what I mean? We wanted the business model to stay kind of within the constraints of what we knew worked. And that took a really long time to find.
Sure.
And as you know, luck would have it, we eventually found a couple of iconic corners in New York City. And from there, we started the work of, operationally making sure our culture transferred well and all of those things. And it's been like an overwhelming success. We're so grateful for how it's been received.
Personally, I'm very glad to hear that. I'd like you to stick around in New York because I used to like visit your shops in San Francisco when I was visiting. And so it's nice to have it like in my backyard, so to speak.
Oh, thank you.
One last question. Usually I ask like, what's your favorite thing on the menu, but what's your recent, like, if you have one, or what's your favorite like recent ice cream flavor that you've had in the shop?
Well, I have to say the taco. The taco's pretty dang
amazing.
Awesome. You gotta try the taco if you can get one. I always say like my absolute favorite flavor is our strawberry honey balsamic with black pepper, and
that's a good one.
Like we make it with Oregon strawberries. They have to really struggle to exist because it's so cold and rainy in Oregon that like we have a really short growing season. So when you cut them open, like they're bright red and delicious, and that flavor comes through in our ice cream. So if you want a really nice tart treat, be sure to try it.
I do like that one. Well, thank you for your time today, Kim. I appreciate it.
It's so fun.
Yay!
Thanks.